Recording. Welcome to the Blazin Hott Fire Podcast. I am your host, Super Hot One. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for watching this. World rules is show respect for others. Number 2, no calling someone out their name. Number 3, no talking over someone. Follow us on Blazin Hott Fire Podcast on IG, and also follow me on at Super Hot One, and follow us at Super Hot One on YouTube, and subscribe to the channel. To my right, positive vibes only, 18 plus only in this world. Also, absolutely and for real, no judging allowed in this world. Today, we have on the panel, I am Miss TSL, Helen from California. What's going on with you today? T, you good?
Everything's all good. I'm sorry. I'm just clearing my throat.
Yeah. You still playing the Rumble? I see you got the Rumble thing going on here.
Yes, I definitely am still playing the Rumble. Love the Rumble.
Are you good? Are you good at that? Are you be shooting them out?
Yeah, I'm on like level 20, 21.
2020. Wow, man, y'all putting that work.
I mean, but
in.
Millie is like way higher than me, so.
Yeah. I used to play the Zap Zap, but nobody plays Zap Zap laser tag anymore. That's my game. But Rumble is the new wave now. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. I gotta play you on that. Matter of fact, we probably can go after this, maybe. All
For
three
sure.
of them. Yeah. To my left, we have the man of the hour who's going to be getting interviewed. He's in the hot seat, hailing from Chicago, Illinois. No other than Chi-Con.Koo is in the building, sir. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How you doing, man? That was a good day.
Yeah, man. So thank you for taking this in. We'll be interviewing you to take short notice.
Absolutely.
Let you know short notice. He got in contact with you. Very professional, businessman, showman, and he's like, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, absolutely. And here we are. Yeah. So, Sha, let's take it from the beginning. Tell me about your upbringing, your childhood, where it all started out to become the man who you are today.
Oh man, that childhood is loaded, man. It's one second.
Yeah.
1 second. All right, so my childhood was loaded. Like, I grew up in, I'm half black, Puerto Rican, so.
You have black. Okay, I glitched for a minute.
I grew up in a Hispanic. I'm half black and half Puerto Rican, and I grew up in a Hispanic household. Even though my father was black, my father wasn't around. My mother, I was taken out of her custody and put into my uncle's custody. So I lived with him, and he was Hispanic, and he had a Hispanic wife. Their own kids. Actually, they didn't have any kids together. He had his own biological son, but he was helping raise her kids. So they also took me and my little brother along with them. And the way my upbringing was, it was intense because with my foster mother, you never knew when you were in her good graces. Like she could be all happy 1 minute, the next thing you know, you got a smack coming across the face because that's just how it was. She was very bipolar, but I still love it because she taught me a lot. And without the way she handled me growing up, I probably wouldn't be who I am today because she in a way humbled and leveled me to a certain degree. Because I was very cocky, I was very know-it-all-ish. When I was young, I always got compliments. Oh, he's so smart, he's so intelligent, he's gonna do big things when he gets older. I took that all in my head, and I got a big head, and I just at that point, only 10 years old, thought I was smarter than everybody.
Right. Yeah.
And so my mother made it her point to show me that I wasn't.
And you say you grew up. I missed it. You grew up with your grandmother. You said
my foster uncle.
Your foster uncle. Well, I don't know why I got grandmother for. So, how did that happen? What was the transition again?
So the reason why I ended up with my uncle was because my when I was 3 years old and my
Mm.
brother was only 9 months old, we were abused by my father.
Okay.
He fractured my brother's skull and his
Oh man.
ribs, and
Wow.
he shook my brother as well. And my brother
Mm.
was in a situation where the doctors were saying he was never going to walk or talk. And I got the better end of the deal. I
Mm.
mean, like I was a black guy with a belt buckle, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, my
Mm.
brother ended up um, suffering mental damage and he became. Well, I don't know if you can become autistic, but he ended up having some mental delays, and he was autistic, and he actually ended up being diagnosed with a disease called Duchenne muscular dystrophy. I'll say it again for you: Duchenne muscular dystrophy. And
Mm.
what that is it's a disease. It's a muscle disease that kills your muscles
Mm.
slowly, and it starts at your legs and moves its
Okay.
way up to your heart and lungs. He was diagnosed at 7. It took 4.5 years to take his life.
Wow.
Um. Dude,
Sorry to hear that.
we in for it. First my condolences to you. I've heard the story you said before, but wow, that's heart wrenching. That is. So what happened to your father after that? When he did that? What happened
My
to him?
father ended up going to jail. He got convicted and went to prison. And
Mm.
eventually he got out, and from there he was living with his mother, doing whatever
Mm.
it is he was doing. He used to be
Mm.
a DJ, which is where my love for music came from. I always find that the things you
Yeah.
love most in life are hereditary. So loving music, I know that came from him. My
Mm.
mother, I mean, yeah, she liked music, but she didn't have anything necessarily to do with it.
So you got your love of music from your father.
Father,
You would say.
yeah.
So how many years did he serve? I mean, how many years was he convicted of? How many years
I
did he?
believe he did. I believe he did like 10 years.
10 years for that. Wow.
Yeah, 10 years because it's a
Mm.
class X felony, which means that it's
Hmm.
at 85%, and there's no probation or none of that.
Wow. Wow. That's aggravated battery. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
They almost hit him with
That's
attempted murder on my brother, but they
yeah.
couldn't hold it to him.
They couldn't hold it to him. Yeah. Wow. So how did this make you feel towards your? I mean, obviously you was a little angry. Did you
Yeah,
what type of feelings did you have towards him? And were you close to your dad like that after? I mean, was you close or did you forgive him or how did that?
tell me my
Um,
biological father.
yeah, yeah, about that did that to your brother.
I never had a relationship with him. The most I don't remember anything from him from my first 3 years of my life. I don't remember anything about him. And then when I was 19 or 20, I called him one time, and
Mm,
talking to him was like nails on a chalkboard. Like it just didn't feel natural. It didn't feel right. It just wasn't what I wanted to do. So I ended up distancing myself from him completely.
mm,
And eventually, he passed away
oh, you
while
bet.
I was incarcerated.
Mm, okay.
So he passed away, but I didn't feel any regret. I didn't feel any like I was missing anything because he was never there. So what could I be? What Why would I be missing something that was never there to begin with?
Yeah.
And as far as him abusing me and my brother,
Mm,
I felt disgusted with him. I
yeah.
heard so many stories, so many versions of the people in my family. Some people defending him, some people saying that he didn't do it, some people saying he did do it. And at the end of the day, I always came to the conclusion, well, he didn't, because if he didn't, I wouldn't be here.
Mm. And you guys was and you was how old when this happened? This
I was
tragedy.
3. I was
You was
3.
3, and your brother was like a few years. You like a
9 months.
baby.
9 months. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Wow. Like I said, man. Once again, man, my condolences. Did you get any counseling for this for that? Of course. I
See,
mean,
the
no.
thing about me is
Mm,
I've always had emotions of steel. Like
Okay.
I can like somebody dies. I've heard and had so many deaths in my family. It's not even funny. Like at some point, you become numb to the situations, and it's like I ended up getting to a point where like I cry for people when they die. I don't cry when people die, which is it might sound like an asshole or
Yeah.
a-hole move, but I don't
Yeah.
cry when people die. I've only cried one time when somebody passed away, and that
Yeah.
was when my brother passed away, and that was it.
And you, of course, you
At the,
think about them. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm
of
sorry. Go ahead.
course, yeah, I always think about him. As I said before, the loss of him impacted a lot of the way I that I've lived my life, and a lot of the ways that I've passed I've done for fun, because a lot of things that I like to do for fun I used to do with him, and so I had to rethink all the ways that I entertained myself, because I couldn't do anything without being reminded of him. And the thing was, like I said before he passed away, I mean, I was raised with him for 12 years. I was 14, 15 when he went. And
Okay.
so at the beginning, when you with somebody like that for that long, sharing a room for 12 years, that they become closer to you than anybody else, because that's somebody you literally see when you wake up and see when you go to sleep.
Mm.
And at the end of the day, you start understanding and believing in your mind that there's no life without this person in it, because what would that even look like? How would it be possible for me to exist without him existing? And that was the thing that I had to cope with the most, because I didn't could go on if he wasn't a part of it.
Mm.
And I still question life, but I was questioning it even harder then, because I'm like, how can God allow something like this to happen? How can life just go on like nothing ever happened and him not exist?
Mm. Wow. So your brother was, um,
My brother
wow.
is probably one of the few people in
And
my
he
life that
lived.
I could ever call my friend.
So and he lived through up until 14. You say up until
He
14.
lived he lived until he was 12
Oh,
and a
12.
half.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He
He was
was
14.
2 months away from his birthday when he passed away.
Wow. Wow. That's man. Okay. So taken from there, how was that from the 14 from from that your teenage years?
Yeah.
I take it like ninth grade. You were in high school. What became of you then in Chicago, which is a rough. And like what that was like in the '90s. Now, what year are we talking about? Like the
When I was in
'95?
high school, I
Yeah,
started high
what
school in 2007.
2000? Okay, not 2007.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we talking about rough. Is it was it? Let me ask you: was it rough? Was it gang violence? Was it cool where you went? The school you went to, or
See, the
yeah,
thing you
mm,
gotta know. I had double lives. I had the life that I lived at
mm,
home, where I was basically
mm,
my mama's house elf who did all the chores and whatever the case may
uh-huh,
be. But when I was outside of the house, I was a completely different person. I was a person that was actually myself. And
mm,
so people who outside the house at school saw me for who I actually was, instead of
yeah,
who I had to put on a mask and pretend I was at home.
mm.
Because I
Wow.
knew because I knew that my mother and my parents would never understand or accept who I actually was.
And you was, I mean,
I
this is
was
what you was a
as
you
when
was
I
a
was
yeah,
it starts again. It
yeah,
starts off when I was younger. When I was
right,
in second grade, I say starting in second grade
mm,
to eighth grade. I can
mm,
honestly say you know how in high school and the
mm,
school dynamic you have bullies and you have
yeah,
nerds.
yeah.
I was both. I was
So
the
you was a
bully and the
bully.
nerd
You was
and the
both. You
nerd.
lived in both lives. Wow, how you pull that one off? Yeah. So
But the
you was a
thing
bully nerd.
was,
Yeah.
Yeah, how you do that?
How you
I'm gonna
a
explain it.
nully?
I'm gonna
You was a
explain it.
nully.
Yeah.
A nerd and a bully. Uh,
I was a
A
bird,
nerd
you
and a
know.
bully.
I was
yeah, yeah.
a bird, you know. But
So you was a smart guy in school. You was smart in
I was
school,
very smart.
and also
I graduated.
bullying kids. Okay,
I was a
bullying.
bullying kids. Yes,
Yeah,
I was.
yeah,
A lot of it, I think, was taking out frustrations from at home. I'm gonna tell you something.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah,
I have. When I was younger, I had a temper on me,
mm-hmm,
and I would lash out in ways that but I shouldn't lash out. Like it was a
Yeah.
point where I almost tried to choke my brother because he did something that I didn't like, and my mother actually sent me to a troubled youth hospital for that.
Mm. Wow.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I did my time there. Like it wasn't nice. Like
Mm.
and the thing was being Hispanic and looking the way I looked,
Mm.
and then ended up going because of the hospital to a alternative school, which was for troubled youth, for troubled kids, for basically bad kids who didn't know how to act,
Right.
and it was an all black school, so
Mm.
I felt like I fit right in. That's my other half of me,
Right.
and so for the longest, if you're talking about maybe 200 black kids in that one school, and this was a school where they had the right to restrain you if you got out of line. This is that it was that type of school. Like they had
That type of
the right to put your arms behind your
disciplinary
back,
school.
restrain you, and put you
Yeah.
in the timeout box. They had that right.
Wow. Wow.
And so I had my moments in the timeout box. I ain't gonna lie to you, because I was a fighter, and so I was man, I'm trying. I was like I said, I was light skinned.
Right.
That's already enough. But I was Hispanic.
Right.
I was good looking. So when I was,
he sounds good looking.
when I still am.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was there. I was there. All the girls there were just.
They was all up on you?
They were all over me.
Oh.
And so
T.
that attributed to my ego, and my ego attributed to my behavior.
Yeah.
And so I became a nerd bully because I had straight A's. Like I was.
Yeah.
Give me any assignment. Like the work they would give me was too easy. Like I'm doing this while in my sleep. I'm finishing my work before everybody else is.
Really?
And so, so on top of that, like like I said, I had a temper, and so like I remember this one. I'll give you a perfect example. This one occasion.
Yeah.
Because I had to ride a school bus to school, and that's actually part of my music career too. Because every morning, every afternoon on the school bus, I would sing. I would sing my heart out, and the bus driver would love it.
Okay.
She used to call me the songbird. But
that's you sing like sing like songs.
Sing.
I didn't know you could sing
sing
either. Wow, you sing and rap.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do both.
Yeah. Okay.
My mother always tried to break me down, but I knew better. Anyways, so there was this kid on the bus. His name was Brian. He lived in a group home, and I understand I should have been easy on him because he was in a group home, but I didn't care. I was one of the popular kids. I was the top 5% of the school. I was number one. I was the valedictorian. I was the head honcho in that school.
Yeah.
So
talk your stuff, man. There you go.
So I looked at him and I got this smell from him, and I was like, because back then we was cussing and whatever. I was like, yo, what is that? Like, what's that? Cussing. I was in second grade. Like I was like, yo, what is that?
Yeah.
And then and then they're like, man, bro, that's that dude from the group home.
Right.
And I don't know why, but the kids over there in 6th, 7th grade all had deep voices. I don't know why, but anyways. Yeah. But so I said, hey, bro, like, why you smelling like that? You don't take showers or something? I know you live in a group home. I know they got water and soap there, bro.
Wow, you just asking for it, bro. Yeah. Go
ahead. And he was like, man, leave me alone. I was like, nah, bro. I'm like, nah, bro, you need to rectify that, bro. I'm not trying to smell that stuff. I'm trying to get to school, bro. I'm not trying to smell you, bro.
Right.
Like, bro, I live in. I told him I live in a house with knee freak, bro. You think I want to come in and smell you? Anyway,
so just going in on him.
I had to master plan because this, as well as being the baddest and meanest and probably the best looking in my class, I was like only like 4'11" at that time. I was still a little short then. I hadn't had my growth spurt yet. Yeah. And so he was like already like 5'8", and so
okay.
And so I had to plan. You know, you got to work smarter, not harder. And so I decided that I was going to rectify the situation. And so we all had gym together because the thing was we had all the same subjects and in the same class. Nobody left the class. We just did all the subjects in that one class. So we were all in the same class together. And so we went to gym, and gym was literally just either playing basketball or stretching on the mats. But we didn't stretch on the mats because I wasn't stretching nothing.
Yeah.
Instead, we would wrestle like WWE wrestle on the mats.
Right.
And so I hatched a plan because
Yeah.
that's like I said, I was a nerdy bully. I came up with a plan. I bully
Right.
people, in a more effective ways.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
Uh-huh.
I told him, "Hey, yo, Brian, come here, check it out. I want to try this move on you real quick."
Yeah.
And so he came over, and I was like, "Hey, look, you look too tall for me to try this move on you. I think you might need to get on your knees so I could try it out more effectively."
Wow.
And he was like, and he went for it. I guarantee you, the second knee touched that mat, I just started wailing on him.
You started beating up on him?
I started,
wow.
Yeah, just started going off on him. By the time security broke us up, he had a big hole in his shirt.
Wow.
And they were dragging him away. He was like, "You owe me a shirt." I'm like, "Bro, I don't owe you."
Wow. So you just started wailing on him just because?
I was like, "Tomorrow you better not come on that bus running like that again."
Wow. Oh yeah, you was a bully, bro. You was, yeah, man. Wow. That's crazy. Oh, I bet you he was thinking that next day, huh?
No, he wasn't. He didn't even come to school the next day.
Yeah, he probably had to rectify that, man. He had to get that right. Yeah. You didn't beat him to getting washed up again, bro.
What you think happened, man?
Yeah.
Anyways, but
yeah.
So, but when I was in high school, I toned it down a bit.
Yeah.
But I was still smart. I was still acing my classes, no problem. That was just me. That was just my work ethic. I was working. Anybody was working harder than me. I'm just doing what I got to do.
Right.
As far as the bullying thing, I was still a bit of a bully. But I was more careful with it because my school would kick you out in a heartbeat. So I had to be careful about how I bullied. And I would it was crazy because I was a nerd, but I was over here bullying the other nerds.
Right. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy, right? That's insane. You a bullying nerd, bullying other, yeah. Like, oh man, you in our group. What you yeah. That's crazy.
So we are not the same, man.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about high school. Was you athletic? Was you involved in the extracurricular activities?
I was a little bit. I was athletic. I was smart. I would do after school projects. I did this after school job where I learned digital video, how to use a camera and record stuff. We made music videos on that job. It was
oh, you had a radio and TV class. Like yeah. They would never give me that when I was in high school. I don't know. I had to go to college to get that. So I was mastered in mass communications. Yeah,
man. I loved school. Like I said, like if my mama told me I couldn't go to school, I would cry because like I said, school was my escape from home.
Yeah,
and I needed that escape from home because I would literally count down the days of how much summer vacation I had left just so I can go back to school. Like it was
that's the opposite of me. I'm counting the days in which I don't have to go to school. You doing the opposite. Yeah, you count days you got to go back to school. Yeah. So you love school. You was into school like that. You was And was you an honor roll student? Was you
always really? Honor roll. I graduated high school in the top 7% of my class. I got under scholarship to take with me to college. They gave me $1,000 towards college for my books and stuff.
Your boy super hot. I was skipping like a mug, bro. I did graduate on time. But I had to double up my classes. But you said, yeah, man, that's good. Yeah,
I was supposed to graduate before my time, but my mom But my mama didn't want to let me skip second grade, so I was like,
so you was double promoted? You trying to get double promoted too?
Yeah, my mom. They wanted me to skip second grade. My mom was like, I don't want him to be too hard for him, and I just looked at her like, mama, this is, come on now. Come on, man.
This is ABC work right here.
Right here, like this.
No, but some children are just blessed like that. It comes. It's easy to them. You know, it's like their brains are more developed, or I don't know what it is, but you know, when I was in school, like you said, it was kids like, you know, children like you, or kids like you. They were just smart. Like, you know, you had to cheat. I would have befriended you, and I've been cheating off your paper. Yo, shot, man, I need that. Can you know, give me that paper on that report?
Stuffed in the locker. You know
You oh no, trust me, bro. Me and you would have been cool. Me and you would have been like so did you have it? Do you have a lot of friends? That's a good question. You have a lot of friends?
Man, that was the thing though. I was too real to have friends, man. Like
Really?
that was nothing. Like I was so like I said, I was barely social, so I didn't really have social skills like that. Because mom wouldn't let me out the house like that. So everything I said to people was completely blunt and real, and people don't like to hear the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't have that social skill of some people don't need to hear the truth all the time.
Yeah.
I didn't have that social skill yet.
Yeah.
Now I got that social skill where you got to sometimes keep some things to yourself.
You are a little blunt when you want to. I feel like, dang, son, pull it back a little. You don't have to go so hard, brother. But no, and I like people that's blunt with me. You know, just be honest. You know, and that I can deal with that. What is your sign, by the way? You mind me asking?
I'm a Scorpio.
Scorpio for the ladies out there.
So you know, the main thing about Scorpios is besides the stuff people know, the other thing about Scorpios is that we have to be in control. We can't allow anybody else to be in control of anything that has anything to do with us because we can't trust anybody to get done right. So we have to be the ones in control. Even in relationships, we have to be in control because if we're not, then we don't believe it's going right.
Dig that.
We have to be in control. We have to be in control.
I gotta be in control.
We're natural leaders.
Natural leaders, Scorpio. There you go. So let me ask you. So coming out, you came out of school, high school on time, graduated, right?
Correct? Yeah.
To college, and when did you get off into the music business?
Okay,
or into the music, into the world.
So now on the music part, that's a lot more better to. I like talking about the music part. That's a lot easier to explain. So. Yeah. All through high school, it was when I actually started writing songs. I was writing songs like all my life, but in high school, I actually started writing albums. I would literally have notebooks, and each notebook would be a separate album. I even started writing songs for my niece and nephews because they used to hear me sing rap, and they wanted to do it too. So I would write songs for them too. And so I actually got I think an audio recording somewhere of my niece when she was like 6 rapping on a song. And so I'm the first genre I actually started to delve into as an artist, believe it or not, wasn't even rap. But it was singing, and you wouldn't believe the genre. The genre was actually rock.
Rock.
That was the first genre I thought of getting into was rock.
Really?
Then when I realized that rock just wasn't my cup of tea like that, I was like, nah. I don't know if I want to do that. So what happened was in school, because my school was special. They like to do these crazy projects, but it was one project I'll never forget because that's what jump-started the rapping part of me. And so it was a project that involved us having to write a song about math.
Okay.
And I did this in my sophomore year. I did it in my sophomore year. We had to write a song about math.
Right.
And I ended up, it could either be a singing song, it could be a rap. And of course, because I didn't feel like singing for anybody, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and rap. And so I wrote a whole 4-page rap about math.
Wow.
And from there, I started realizing this is what I want to do. I want to rap. This is what I want to be as an artist because I was good at it. People were like, and everybody told me like, the rap was good, but it was long. I was like, my bad.
Right.
It was 4 pages. It was 4 pages front and back.
Right.
And so since then, I started writing rap. I kept writing rap, and the first rap song I wrote that I actually started singing was called War.
War. Okay, that was your first rhyme you wrote was called War.
Yeah.
And what was War? What was that? What was it? Do you still remember it or?
Never forget that one. War was a political one, basically about talking about the violence and the war and going on in the world and all that jazz. It was more political that way.
It was political. Okay.
I still remember it.
You still okay? You think you can give us just one line or maybe 2 lines? No?
I'll give you a few lines of what I said.
Okay. Yeah.
I said, it's not gonna be as good as what I got now, but I'll give it to you. So it was I said, guns are blazing, men are grazing through destruction and blood. These niggas looking around, hope nothing to be afraid of. They watching best friends die and the enemy live, taking shots at the shot, hoping to get some hits. Dreams of being crushed, lives are being stolen, taking a toll, and we don't want to stop it. I think we need another atomic bomb and drop. That was the first. That was in the first verse.
That's what's up. Yeah.
That was back when I was 15. So.
Yeah, that's good,
I'm
man.
15 years better now.
15 years old, you already. Yeah, that sounds good. You already, polished right there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So, who was your influences of your rap? Everybody is influenced by other artists. Do you have any influences coming up, growing up to the genre?
And if you ever ask me what kind of rap I prefer, and then you'll know who my influences are, because everybody, some people I love old school rap. I love rap that tells stories. But the thing about me is, I love rap that does that, but I like it to have metaphors and wordplay. I'm all about metaphors and wordplay. When I rap, all you're going to hear is metaphors and wordplay. You might not understand 90% of what I say because I speak in metaphors and wordplay. And so I write lyrics that make people think, because you have to think about what I'm saying, because everything I say has wordplay or metaphor. So like Lil Wayne or Drake or even Jay-Z. But Lil Wayne was my main inspiration because his wordplay is just off the charts.
Right.
And so he was my main inspiration. So he taught me how to different ways to use wordplay. I never ever had to bite off him, but he taught me how to use my wordplay. I don't bite off rappers. I'm original. I've never had anybody write for me. I've always written for myself.
There you go. Yeah. Proud of your work, man.
Exactly.
So Lil Wayne,
and I'm the first to admit when something I wrote is complete garbage. I'll be the first to admit, because sometimes I and I'm like, man, this song was straight trash.
Yeah.
And I literally say that to myself. Back then I thought it was a thing, because that was my peak at that moment. But nowadays I'm looking at how good I am now. I'm like, that was trash.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes it be like that.
We could be harsh critics of ourselves. And let somebody else listen to it.
And that's another thing too, because like she said, harsh criticism of yourself. What you think that you make is not good, somebody else might think that is the greatest thing ever. Exactly. And that's
correct. Yeah.
And I've had a lot of people be like that too. I'm like, man, you really like that? Like, because I don't. But if you like it, then I love it.
Absolutely. We are our own worst critics. Me myself. When I sing, I think I signed the worst. I'm like, man, but people love it. But so we are our own worst critics. You know what I'm saying? And you want to critique and be the best that you can be. And be perfect, but remember, we're not perfect, but we just keep rehearsing and practicing,
And as far as singing goes, I began singing when I was 7. I was singing since I was 7. I would literally just put on an MP3 player, and the thing was, the way my mind worked was, all it took me was to a song a couple times, and I would have this entire song lyric by lyric memorized, and I would just sing these songs without the music and just. Singing back then was Bruno Mars, "Just the Way You Are." I literally sang that to my sister, and she cried when I sang it to her. I sang to her for her birthday, and then I sang at a funeral once. And then I even performed on stage at my high school for a talent show. I performed an original rap song called "Hate on Me." Now that one I don't necessarily remember all the lyrics for, but it was super basic.
Wow.
And then after that, I wrote one with my cousin, because he wanted to be a rapper all of a sudden, because I was a rapper. So I had to write his verse for him, because he didn't know how to write a verse. And that's how my ghostwriting career began. But I would literally just sing. I loved singing in talent shows. I was in every talent show singing. I was the captain of the Christmas choir every year. I was in the talking some jingle bells, just singing. Over there talking about some jingle bells, jingle all the way. Just killing it. Just
jingle. There you go. Yeah, that's how it all starts.
And there with the sunglasses, with the swag though. Talk about some jingle bells.
You got the swag. You swagged out with it. Yeah, that's what's up. Okay,
but,
so go ahead.
Me and my other on one of my other talent shows singing Usher and These Keys My Boo.
Oh yeah, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had a duet thing going on here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had people.
Okay.
I had people actually get on stage with me and sing with me. That's
Wow.
how dope.
Well, come on, Sha. Let's hear a little
Yeah,
something
let's
from
hear
the
you
singing.
sing.
Come on, you didn't
Yeah, give
put
us
yourself on the spot.
something.
What you got for us?
I mean, I can sing something original for you because that's what I
Okay,
do.
yeah, even that
Look,
too.
even
'Cause
Joy wants you to sing.
Ooh, where's she at?
Right here.
She right behind. Yeah. Let's see what
She's
you
like,
got
sing
for us.
something.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't.
Oh, maybe he's getting some music.
Oh, he's getting some music. Okay.
Maybe he's getting
Well,
some
yeah.
music.
Yeah, we're filming right now.
My bad.
We're filming right now.
My tracking went out.
Yeah, you gotta come over here. Yeah, come over
My
here.
tracking went
We're
out.
filming.
All right.
Uh,
All right. So I'll give you a choice of which song you want me to sing because I don't like singing other people's songs. I sing my own songs. Like
you can do something original. You give us a little
because
sample.
even if you ask me who I listen to on the radio, I'll tell you I don't listen to anybody. I listen to myself. Like I'll literally tell you that.
Yeah.
So I'll give you three titles. You pick the one that interests you the most.
Okay.
I got one that's called I'll give you two. I'm not gonna give you three. The other one is still work in progress. One's called Tonight, and one's called What Would You Do? I'll give you those.
We're gonna have TSL pick that. Which one? Tonight or What Would You Do? Which one you want to hear out the two?
What would you do?
Ooh.
All right, that's actually my favorite one. It's
that.
basically a song explains to woman, look, like I don't know you, I don't know nothing about you, but I feel like you're the one for me. Like I'm just in love with you based off your essence and your presentation. That's basically what kind of song it is.
Yeah.
It's love at first sight. So
That sounds beautiful.
Yeah, it sounds nice. Yeah.
it goes. Hold on, let me get a sip of this Sprite though.
Absolutely.
You gotta wet them vocal cords.
Yeah. Some Sprite.
I usually use water, but Sprite's funny. I got Sprite right now, so.
Yeah.
See. Every moment with you, not the first moment I saw you, feels like my heart forgot how to beat. Just a chance that I see you, my desire to love you, just to feel you in my arms to keep. Baby, what would you do if I fell in love with you? 'Cause I don't know what to do, no. So I just gotta know the truth. I just gotta know the truth, baby. And tell me what would you if I told you I love you and that you take my words from me? Would you call me a fool because I don't even know you, but you're still everything to me? Baby, open your mind and tell the truth if you need to, 'cause I feel like I'm falling behind. And baby, open your eyes and try to see that I need you, like it's wasting my time. Baby, what would you do?
Wow.
All right. Yeah, man.
Like
Look
pop.
at you.
That's like a radio song for sure.
What would you do? All right. Okay. Cheers up for that one. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So man.
I
yeah.
love the lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All original.
All original.
I love it.
Yeah. What would you do?
It's catchy.
Yeah.
It's a radio song.
Can you see me singing that to you,
And
TSL? Can you see me
that's-
singing that to you?
And that's the way I make all my songs.
Yeah.
Like,
You know,
it could be on the radio, then I scrap
Yeah.
it. Everything I write
Yeah.
has to be a radio hit. That's the way I write
everybody
my
can
songs.
cover that song.
Yeah.
And then
If
Just
you could
because
pull your
you-
avatar up a little bit, because you kind of sticking
Oh.
into the
Yeah,
seat.
you're
You
sticking
just,
into
yeah, right there. That's cool.
all right, so just because you guys have been a decent
Oh,
audience.
he went way back. Oh yeah, you
I
got.
went-
Yeah,
Okay, there we go. We'll go there.
yeah, because I got to put the back on there better. But I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. You said.
I'm gonna
what?
Tonight. So tonight is it's a little different. It's about telling your girl like, look, man, you always want to be beefing, but I'm trying to just chill with you. I'm just trying to relax
Yeah.
with you, shorty. Why we always gotta be beefing? Why can't we just love each other tonight? That's the
Yeah.
kind of song it is.
There
It
you go.
goes.
I love it. Yeah. Yeah, I love that,
Some
man.
females just want to beef, and I ain't with all that sometimes.
You ain't with all that beefing, huh? You all about that
I
chilling,
stay,
yeah.
Me
Trying
too.
to chill tonight,
I don't want the
TSL.
drama.
Yeah. You
shit,
have any questions for
I'm not.
him?
I, I,
I'm sorry. You have any
No,
questions for
I
him right
just
now,
been
TL?
enjoying this, and I'm thankful that he's sharing his creativity because some of the stories that he was sharing was really, really, really like sad, and I'm happy that you're a survivor and you got through all of that. I just think you're
appreciate
an
that.
incredible person, and I admire strong people like you.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah,
All
I
right.
admire you sharing your story. So when did for the
I thought,
music, when did you start having your
I thought you wanted me to share the song with you.
I'm sorry, you say what now?
I thought you wanted me to share the song with
You
you. I
want to
guess
share
not.
his song tonight?
You gonna share the song with me? What?
Yeah.
Oh, he gonna sing it.
Oh, you want to see
Yeah.
another one? You want to see another one?
Yeah, that's
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
go
I
ahead.
thought you heard that. I thought you heard that.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. I didn't hear. I'm
Cause I
sorry.
gave
Go
you
ahead.
2 songs. I gave you 2 songs. I told you I'll sing the other one for you since y'all been good.
Okay, okay. I didn't hear. Yeah, yeah. You see another one? Yeah,
I'll just
absolutely.
do just the first
Yeah.
verse. So this
Okay.
was called. These are all copyrighted, by the way, so I ain't worried about that. So it's like I said, I told you what it's about. So I'm just go ahead and hit it. So it goes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of the fuss and fighting. I'm tired of the late nights crying. I'm tired of us breaking up with you. I'm tired of us making up. You know you made the word to me. Girl, you know that you're my heart and soul. So if there's anything you need from me, I said, baby, just let me know. Cause baby, I don't wanna see you hurt, girl. I'm trying to put you first, but I need to make it work. And baby, I know you seem better in words. Love's a gift and a curse, but baby, I don't wanna fight no more. Don't wanna see you cry no more. Say, baby, I just wanna chill. So can we keep it real? I just wanna be with tonight. I just wanna be with you, with you, with you, with you, with you. Oh, girl, tonight I just wanna be with you.
Oh man,
Nice.
look at that! Look at War got 2 for 2 for right there, man.
I love
Look
it.
at him.
I love
Rap,
it. I feel like I
sing.
just got serenaded.
You got to, got certain, yeah, man. I'm at, yeah. You got to put that one out, man. You got to,
All right,
you got
man.
to
So
put
what
that
was
one
you
out,
asking
yeah.
me, man?
Yeah. So when did you have your when did you put your music out and your children? When did your children come into play? So we'll go. When did you put your music out? Do you ever put some music out?
Oh
That's a
yeah,
good.
I got music online. Like I did. I'm gonna get there right now. So when I was this, they actually came right one before the other. So in 2013, I put out my first mixtape called the Cherry Bomb Mixtape.
Okay.
It was a mixtape meant to get a woman to wet. It was that kind of song, kind of
Hey,
tape.
wait, what happened? What? That
Who
totally.
sang that one?
What? You say what? We say what team? You said.
Sing that one.
I never heard that it's specifically meant to do that. Somebody, okay, all right, that's hey,
I like
Yeah,
it.
okay, that's a
it's
strategy
called,
right there.
it's called Cherry Bomb. You know, because I knew
Cherry
that
bomb, yeah.
because I knew that women were they're the number one music listener in the world. So
Absolutely,
you can reach them, you can
consumers,
reach
yeah,
everybody. Yeah,
absolutely, yeah. The key, not the key is with music is women. That's who you go, and then the
exactly,
dudes will follow,
exactly,
especially with the R&B thing.
exactly,
With the
Yeah,
R&B
that's
thing, it's
so
exactly.
women,
true.
yeah,
Because you always gonna have that girl who's gonna ain't gonna do nothing but blast her music, whether her man like it or
absolutely,
not.
absolutely, yeah,
And eventually he
absolutely,
gonna
yeah.
listen to that one song, like, okay, I
And
gotta
Vincent,
leave
he
it.
gonna start liking it
Like,
because she
yeah,
like it, and then you gonna go buy
It's so
it.
much. It
Yeah,
becomes catchy.
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
absolutely,
But
yeah.
Cherry Bomb mixtape, like it was explicit when I put it out in 2013. And then
Hmm.
after that,
Hmm.
that's when I met my baby mama, or the mother of my child. I call her baby mama. I call her mother of my child, and
Hmm.
I had my first son. He's about to be 9 now,
In
and
2013, you met her?
yeah.
You said okay.
So it's been 10 years since I've known her.
10 years. Okay.
She's been in part of my life in some type of way for 10 years. The mother of my
Hmm.
child, and I've had both are with her, so I don't hop around baby mamas like that. I
Right.
don't get
You
it.
have
I'm
two.
not
You have
out.
two. You say you have
I
two
have
with her?
2 kids from the same
Yeah,
woman,
me
man. I
too.
don't go
Yeah.
around hopping around making kids with
I got
everybody.
3 with the same woman, man. Yeah, yeah, man.
I'm
That's
not.
wonderful, guys. That's
Yeah,
wonderful to hear.
yeah.
I'm not on there like. I'm not dumb. I know that the more baby moms you got, the child support you got to pay. So I ain't
Yeah,
stupid.
man. It's cheaper to keep
Yeah.
her. It's cheaper to keep her, man. Stay with her, even though y'all argue. Yeah, stay with her. Yeah,
It's at least keep having babies from the same one or the other. I'm just
yeah,
saying.
yeah,
I'm not.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Absolutely.
an investment, man. And I had no
Yeah.
problem having kids with because
Mm,
our kids are always came out beautiful. So I
yeah.
ain't worried about that.
Are you still with your
No,
children's mother?
no,
Okay.
no.
Yeah.
You know who
Yeah.
I'm with.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
Yeah,
are y'all
Big
still? I
dog.
mean, but y'all
yeah,
still.
Right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
okay, yeah. But are y'all still cool? Though? Are y'all still cool? Y'all cordial?
Oh
with
yeah,
one
we
another?
always cordial. We always gonna be cordial because we got kids. We got to be cordial for the kids, even if it
Mm,
ain't for ourselves. At the end of the day,
mm,
the the kids ain't do nothing to us. The kids had nothing to do with what happened between us, so we can't take that on them and not be there for them. Not work together to raise them. So at the end of the day,
mm.
you have to think about the greater good. And
Yeah,
so
Mm-hmm.
gotta be there for your boys. Yeah.
and so I
Mm-hmm.
met her in 2013, and it's crazy because like I met I did everything backwards with her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I effed her, and then I got her pregnant, and then I married her, and I did
Oh,
all of
you
that.
got married? Okay, I didn't know. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I did all of that within a span of
Uh,
3 months.
okay,
I
yeah,
met her
yeah.
in November and married her in January.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And that's how
and that was
it
another
happens.
one of those. It was another one of those young dumb things though, because it's like
Mm.
you're young and dumb, and you get a girl pregnant, thinking, oh, now I gotta marry her, and so it's like,
Yeah,
eh,
yeah. Was you
and so I
raised like
did it
that? Was
thinking
you was
I
you
was
raised like
raised
that
like
with your
that.
mother?
I was raised like that.
Okay, yeah.
My
'Cause
mother
a lot of
told me.
people not raised like that.
My mother told me if you don't marry a woman that you get pregnant, then your child is born a bastard. And
Mm.
I care. I love myself, and I love my kids. Last thing I'm gonna let
Yeah,
my kid do is come out a bastard. Ain't nobody gonna live with my child
yeah.
a bastard.
Right,
No,
right. And you said your mother was Puerto Rican. She said she was
she's Puerto Rican. Yeah,
Puerto Rican. Yeah. So that's the culture. That's the
yeah,
culture. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she probably was TSL will probably be back. Yeah, that's the culture. That's what they firmly believe in.
yeah,
Marry before you carry. They tell the women, marry before you carry. Don't impregnate a
yeah.
woman. And if you are, marry her. That's the culture. And in our some cultures, man, they just having babies all over the place. And it's kind of sad. So when you were doing so you had the children. So when you were doing the music, I mean, you were saying something happened with the mixtape. You want to talk about that and why you had stopped doing music, or no? You want to touch on that a
So
little bit?
the mixtape did great. Like
Mhm.
it got 1,200 listeners in its first hour. So
You had it on
like
all platforms. You had on.
I
You had
had it
on.
on that Piff, the that
Yeah,
Piff.
that okay. I know
Because that
about
Piff,
that.
that's the major mixtape distributor.
Is that still popping? That Piff?
It's still
Is that
popping.
still?
It's
Is that
still
still popping? That's
popping.
been out for a minute. That's been out. That
Yeah,
Piff?
I don't think
Yeah.
that Piff ever gonna go anywhere. That's
Really?
specifically for mixtapes, man. Like
Right.
even famous artists.
Right. Put this stuff
Yeah,
on the mixtapes on that Piff. Yeah. They used to be. They
yeah.
used to be free. Now they charging.
Oh
Used
yeah,
to
they
you
charge.
could. Yeah, you should. I remember that Piff when it was free downloads, and you could like, I was going crazy. I was downloading all that
Yeah,
music, and then they changed it up, and so what they do is get you hooked, and then they start charging. But so you was on that Piff, and what was
yeah.
your mixtape? What was your mixtape called? What was?
I told you, Cherry Bomb mixtape.
Oh, the Cherry Bomb mixtape. Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay. I forgot. So
yeah.
so how many tracks you have on there? I mean,
I had 16 tracks on there.
woo.
I
Okay,
was
yeah.
making stuff. I had a few remixes on it from actual songs, and then I had 10 originals and I think 6 remixes.
Okay, okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah, man, you was
I
so
was
so, so
doing it.
this your produced music, or you have other
I
producers come in and
The thing was back then, like I was over there already thinking of making my own label, so I had a lot of networks and a lot of connections. So they were instrumentals for my connections that I was using.
Oh, okay.
I had a lot of connections. I'm telling you, like I had connections from all over the world, from from the Netherlands to the UK. I had connections from all over the US. Like I was ghostwriting for somebody in Tampa Bay while I'm in Chicago. Like I had connections all over the world. Like it was
Tampa
not
Bay,
even funny. If I
not
wanted
T-Pain?
a song on iTunes, I could have it on there with a snap of a finger. That's the kind of connections I had.
Yeah, do you have to pay? Don't you have to pay to get?
No, I didn't have to pay. I didn't have to pay the company that I was using to do that with. Snap of a finger. I didn't have to pay them.
Wow. Oh, that's when you well connected. Yeah.
Yeah.
So So when you dropped the Cherry Bomb mixtape, what happened after that? What was the?
So after that, I made a life mistake, and I ended up getting in 2014 I made a life mistake, and I ended up it was actually a few months after my son was born. He was born in August of 2014. I got locked up in 2014 as well in December, and I was gone until 2017.
Okay, we ain't gonna tell you why you don't.
We're not gonna get into that.
Okay, we're not get into that. We can skip over that. Nah. So you got so how many years did you serve?
So I fought the case for 2.5 years, and 2.5 years in county jail. 2.5 years in county jail, dealing with the same every day.
Wait a minute, you fought the case for 2 years?
2.5 years. Yeah, fought the case 2.5 years. And then just for them to say, you know what, we don't want to fight with you anymore. We don't give you probation out of that.
Okay, so you was just fighting the case, not even going to. You ain't really technically. Well, you was locked up, but still fighting it. That's how they had you. Yeah,
because there's a difference between jail and prison. Right. Jail is where you go to, is where you locked up and you fight your case. Prison is where you're already doing your time.
Right, yeah. So they were just holding you, and we couldn't make any moves like that.
And I couldn't get out, man. I had a. You know what a D bond is?
No, no, not really. But go ahead.
A D bond is a deposit bond. Basically, what that means is they give you, set you a giant bond, and and the only way for you to get bonded out is if somebody pays 10% of that bond.
Right.
And so I had a $500,000 bond. Dang. And so the only way I was going to get out was if somebody paid $50,000 for me to get out. Like, what I did, I really fucked up at that time.
Right.
Yeah.
$50,000 for you to get out.
And that wasn't happening. And that wasn't happening.
Right. And you have to still fight your case still.
Yeah.
Wow.
So guess who didn't get bonded out? I just fought the case instead.
Wow. And I take it that you had a court-appointed lawyer. I take it.
Yeah.
That's crazy expensive for a lawyer.
I had a public defender fighting the case of 6 to 30 at 85%.
Just a court-appointed lawyer can run you. If you have a private lawyer, man, that's for 2 years, 2.5. Yeah. Look, man, take the half. You can take the 2 years off. The half is still would be crazy. And you take off the 3 months. 3 months on the half. You still is like, this is a lot of money.
You want to hear the craziest thing ever too? I could have been out earlier than when I got out.
Really?
In August of 2016, they offered me, it was the first time they offered me probation. I said, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to take you out of trial. And so I sat in there waiting for trial. I missed my son's birthday. At this point, I had already missed.
Right.
I had already missed 2 birthdays. I didn't want to miss a third. And so when I went to court, I had got a 77-day continuance. So when I went to court in February, they were
so hold on. For the people, what do continuous mean? Like, mean you serve, that time served?
Like, they're not ready to proceed with they don't have anything for you with your case right now.
With your case,
next time and see if there's any update with it. Exactly. That's basically what that means. If they give you continuances, that means they're trying to find evidence against you, and they're trying to get everything for your case together. Exactly. Yeah.
My God, bro. That's the
like literally. Listen, I would wake. This is county life. You wait.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go to court? This is what happens. They wake you up at 4 in the morning. You have to get ready, and you're off the deck by 5 o'clock, just to go into nothing but holding cells and wait. And court don't even start till 8, 9 o'clock.
Right.
And so, yeah.
Yeah. Don't let them be late. Have anybody been late? Like late getting there and all that stuff?
Oh well, I mean, the inmates can't be late. That ain't possible. They all travel together.
Well, I'm talking about like the judge, the lawyer be running.
Oh,
like,
it's happened before. Sometimes I've been in a case where I went to court and sat there all day, and they're like, "Oh, you weren't supposed to go to court today." I'm like, "Huh?"
Oh, see, waste your it's not. Well, you're wasting time, and you're not because you can't go nowhere. It's like,
exactly. So, what time are you really wasting? I mean,
well, technically yours because you could be.
I could be on deck making some money, honestly.
Making some moves,
making some money,
yeah, man.
Because let me tell you something. When I was in the world before then, I didn't know how to play any kind of card game.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on with spades. But when I went to jail, after 2.5 years after I got out, I became the guru at spades.
The guru.
Can nobody mess with me?
The Zen
spades,
master
man.
of spades.
Exactly, man. I was in there. I was in there booking people, man. I was in there.
Wow.
I had people calling me to help them run other people up. Had somebody who was down $8. He asked me to play with him. Before we got locked back in our cells, I had him up $8.
Wow. So you was a Zen master up in there.
I was a Zen master, man. I learned how to play spades and I never looked back. When I was in there gambling all day.
Yeah.
That's the only way to eat.
Mm-hmm. So eat is the gamble is to.
Is the gamble or have people who are going to provide commissary for you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And commissary is mad expensive.
And it's also necessary because you will be hungry. And if you don't got commissary, you will be hungry.
So they don't serve you food throughout they don't serve you, or
3 times a day. You get breakfast at 4 in the morning. You get lunch at 12. So that's 8 hours in between both meals. And then you get lunch at like 5. And I mean dinner at 5, and after that you don't eat again for another 12 hours.
It.
So
that's how a lot of them inmates be losing weight. Yeah, that's how they be losing weight.
You gotta have commissary, man. And then half the time the stuff they serve you ain't even halfway edible.
Yeah, right. I've heard the stories, man. I've heard them stories, bro.
So anyway, I got out of jail in 2017. Mm-hmm. That was when I was homeless. That's because obviously I just got out of jail. I ain't got nowhere to stay.
I'm homeless. You couldn't go back to mom's. You ain't actually. You wasn't trying to.
Too much. I was too much of a man for that. I couldn't. I promised myself when I left the house. My mom was 19. When I got out of jail, I was It was already 6 years down the line. I was already 25, 26. I wasn't going back home. Right. I said I've been away this long. I'm not about to go back now. And so, I didn't do that. I ended up deciding that I was gonna fight for myself, and I ended up getting a job while I was homeless, so I could able to take care of myself, at least feed myself, at least pay for a room sometimes to take a shower, and I ended up getting an overnight job, so that way I didn't have to worry about where I was gonna sleep at night.
Right.
And so I would have just have to worry about where I was gonna sleep during the day, and that was a lot easier than at night because everything's closed at night.
Right.
And so, like, I was living off McDonald's and restaurants and whatnot. I was chilling out in bookstores, at cafes. People would recognize I was homeless and sometimes buy me meals. Like it was like that. Sometimes I didn't have food.
And you in Chicago? Like this is like, was it winter time at this point? Was it?
No, I wasn't homeless in the winter. Like in the winter, I was homeless in the winter too. But like I would be in the crib at my sister's house. I went to my sister's crib and I was with her in the winter. And but after that, if it was warm outside, I was out of the house because I couldn't deal with my sister like that because her man was just asking for it. Beat her. I don't like you.
Yeah.
But
so,
like.
Yeah, I'm not giving you a thumbs. I'm just. Go ahead. Okay. I'm sorry. So, So now you had your children then too, right? So you couldn't.
I still had my son. Yes.
So you couldn't go to your children's mother. You couldn't.
No, because she was. Me and her were beefing at the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
She was out there.
She was with a whole other dude at that time.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So okay. So what was your coming up out of that? What was your rise to Phoenix moment of being not homeless, of being?
Well, it's like I said, like I've always been smart with my money. I've always been intelligent on how to make my money work. So like, I just eventually, I just kept saving my money because, like, I mean, when you ain't got bills, nothing to do, where does your money go? Nowhere.
Exactly.
And
Right.
so I let it stack up, and eventually I was able to afford to stay in a motel for $450 a week, and
Okay.
which is about $1,800 a month. And
Right.
then that's a lot, by the way.
Yeah,
But
that's a
anyways,
lot. Yeah. Yeah. For a
but
hotel.
but
Yeah.
on top of that, I was doing side jobs. Like I was literally doing DoorDash, just walking, and I would make side money and save that up, and then eventually I saved enough to get
You would
an
do
apartment.
DoorDash walking? Like you would
Yes,
walk?
yes.
Oh wow. I didn't know they
I was
DoorDash.
hustling. Yeah.
Man, I didn't know DoorDash was walk. Like, yo, man, my food 3 hours. Bruh. What's the deal? Like it should be free at this moment. So you catch the L train and do all because I
No,
know they got
no.
the L.
Well,
Got
it
the L.
depends how far they were. I wouldn't like. I wouldn't pick up orders that was too far. I wasn't stupid.
Okay.
Like I wasn't because The thing is, I care about people. I don't want people to be having cold food. I wouldn't.
Cold food, right.
If I know I'm walking, I'm not gonna just pick up an order that's 8 miles away. I'm not gonna be stupid like that.
Right.
Like so, like I would. Thing of DoorDash is you're confined to sections. They do think there's sections. So wherever your section you're in, that's the orders you're gonna get. And so. Yeah. Sometimes it's popping, sometimes it's not. Like I would always put that I was on a bike. That way I would have more orders to come in. And then if I did get a far order, I would just, like you said, hop on the L or get on the bus.
Right on the bus. Oh yeah.
I would do what I had to do.
Yeah, do what
eventually
you had to do.
Eventually I did get a bike and I did start doing it.
Right. Yeah, that's
like let me tell you something. Yeah. My life is if you think it's crazy, not you ain't heard nothing yet. So in 2020, no, this was the time when I left my baby mama. Because we did get back together because we made my other son, and then I left her again, and I met this woman from Massachusetts.
Okay.
And her name was Stephanie, or we called her Stevie because I used to play this before I came here. I was part of a Twitter community for a game called Big Brother the Game. I don't know if you know what Big Brother is, but they had a virtual game. It's a reality show game, but they had a virtual game that you could play on the phone, and you could actually win up to $50,000 if you won the entire game. So I was playing that.
Okay.
And so I always got close, but never quite won it.
Right.
But it's a social game, that's why. But I was in that community, and I met her in the game.
Right.
And from there, we just sparked something, and we ended up catching feelings for each other. And she lived in Boston. I lived in Chicago, and so it was Celtics Bulls kind of love. But anyways,
okay. Yeah.
But she knows Boston sucks. I ain't gotta keep explaining it to her. But so we and her were in thing for a whole year and a half, and eventually, she took a lot out of me.
Right.
She took a whole lot. It was as a man, you're giving more than what you're getting back, and it started off so good at the beginning. Like we would be on the phone for hours on end, and then it got to the point where we would barely talk once or twice a week, and I would always put the effort in, and it was then that I knew that she was slipping away because, like I said, it was long distance.
Right.
And the thing is, like I said, some women just tend to want to think that you're dumber than you actually are. And she thought that I didn't know that she was moving on, but I knew she was moving on.
Right.
And so she tried to ease people into her life, like I didn't know who these people actually were, even though she tried to tell me there was somebody else. Like I'm not dumb. So eventually, me and her cut ties, and that was that. But that was a very traumatic time in my life because literally, this woman literally flipped my entire life upside down. Like the job I had before I met her, I had quit and everything because the plan was to go and stay with her.
Right.
So she literally had flipped my entire life upside down just to walk out of it.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Like literally every day was all about her.
Wow. Okay.
And then eventually she just walked right out like she was never there to begin with.
Oh, she just walked right. Oh, when she left you, she just
And I realized what it was. She kept the charade on for a whole year, just so she could me and then leave me.
She kept it straight on for she to what now? I kind of glitched.
So she can F me and then leave.
That's it.
Because when we first ever got together,
right,
her whole thing was she wanted me to be her buddy, and so so her psychotic ass kept it going for a whole year to get to that point, just so she could leave.
That's just for sexual gratification. Just for gratification.
Just for that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the world we live in, man. A lot of you'll be surprised.
Making mistakes, man. You make mistakes sometimes, man. You make mistakes.
But it's not really your mistake. It's something that you thought it was something, real.
Exactly. Yeah.
And she just
exactly.
It's a sex thing.
But you have to think about. I'm telling you, you have to understand too, Super. Like the amount of hours she was investing into me, you would have never seen it coming. Like when I tell you, she was like, it was 24 hours a day. She was investing 16 of them every day on me.
Wow.
Just to do that, just for that.
Yeah,
just for like.
It was Yeah. It's probably it was probably.
Some people are mental like that though.
Yeah, man. So it was probably worth it for her just to get that cat satisfied. Yeah, man. Yeah,
But that's the thing though. She didn't need me for that. The fact was she wanted me for that.
Yeah.
Of who I am, and so because this is the thing, and in that community I was at, this is where the Koo comes from. The Koo, my name. This is where it comes from.
Yeah. So let's break your name down while you at. Yeah, go ahead.
Because we're in that community. My name was Coochie Eater, but for sure, Coochie Eater.
It's out there now. Coochie Eater. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
It's short for Coochie Eater, but because they were trying to be keep it clean, so to speak, they would just call me Koo for short.
Koo for short.
Yeah.
Coochie Eater.
And so her thing was always like, she always be like, well, I can't wait to see if you live up to your name. I was like, come on.
So that was your nickname for real, like in the streets, Chicago? Wow.
No, but with the women, at least, I mean, that'd be weird if I had that name with the boys. I'm just saying,
no. We don't want to.
That'd be weird as hell. No.
So Shy is Chicago. Con is what again? Con is
so Chi-Con is Chicago icon, and then
icon
Koo
right.
is Coochie Eater.
Yeah, I got you. Shy Chicago icon Coochie. I love it. Hey man, there it is. Welcome to the internet, man. Yeah, man.
There's other things I've done in my life, but like you see, you're trying to keep it clean, so I'm not going to put too much on here.
Yeah, absolutely. For those who come in, if you can save and like the world, hey, what's up, Day? What's up, Big Homie? I know Big Homie. What's good? I ain't seen him in a while. We're just having a interview with Chi-Con.Koo from Chicago. Almost about to get wrapped up. So what is so you come out and then you get your own, of course you get your own thing going on, your own place.
Yeah, I had to do that because when I got out, the first thing I thought of was what my dad told me. Yeah, he said it don't matter what you got, you can always get more. All you got to do is hustle for it. Yeah, stack your bread up, and do what you got to do to obtain whatever it is you want. And so,
and your father taught you that. Your father,
my father taught me that. The man who raised me, he taught me that. He taught me that everything he told me that one day, everything I have, everything that you sit on, everything you use, everything you touch in this house belongs to me because I worked for it. Yeah. He said that's the mindset you gotta have. You gotta understand that everything that you should have in life you should work for. Don't ever let anybody give you anything. Don't take nothing from another. You need to work for everything you got.
Right.
And like I said, I just buckled down. I did what I had to do. I got a job. Even if I was homeless, I got a job. I might be homeless, but at least I got a job. There's people who ain't homeless and don't got a job. So at least I had a job.
Absolutely.
So eventually, like I said, it turned into me being able to find stable house for myself. Eventually, I was able to get an apartment, keep stacking the money up. I did the work to get to where I wanted to be. I always did the work. and there's
Right.
nobody working harder than me.
Yeah.
I did that. I did that. I did all of that in a year and a half. Some people take years to get that done. I did it all in a year and a half.
Right.
From homeless to motel to apartment. Then I even got a car in the process.
There you
So
go. Yeah.
I did all that in a year and a half because I knew how to make my money because my father taught me.
Right.
And like I said, this is why it's so important to have a father in life, because if there's anybody's gonna teach you how to truly
How to be a
navigate through
man.
life,
Yeah.
even when you ain't
Yeah.
got nothing, it's a
Yeah,
father.
man. It's gonna be that dad. A real good father figure is essential. A good mother is good. Moms is good. Okay. A
And my mother
father
taught me things.
figure, yeah. But
My
that
mother
father
taught me things
figure
too.
is very, yeah, absolutely. Moms can teach you that. Moms, but when you, it's coming from a man,
Yeah,
and to a young man. When it's an older man speak to his younger self or his sibling, or, I mean his child. It's a whole dynamic to it. Like me speaking to my son, and I'm passing on my knowledge onto him. That's a beautiful
yeah.
thing, man. That's a beautiful. I hope you're
Sometimes
doing
I'm gonna
it.
be real with you.
Mm-hmm,
All I had to eat for a week to
mm-hmm,
spend on food for a week sometimes was
yeah.
$20. So what did I do? I
Mm-hmm,
played it smart. I said I wasn't gonna sit here and just order all the time because then I couldn't afford that.
yeah.
Sometimes all I had was $20 to myself for a week.
Yeah.
And sometimes that was for two people because sometimes my baby mama would come and chill with me for the week too. And
Okay.
so what I did was I invested in a hot plate, and then I would be literally in the motel cooking food for myself in
Wow.
the hotel room. I wasn't supposed to do that, but I had to do what I
Mm-hmm.
had to do because
Yeah.
I couldn't afford to eat out, so I had to sit there and cook my food. You feel me?
Right.
And
Yeah,
and,
man. Yeah.
and they let me stay there too because they were like, man, he's keeping us paid because they weren't getting service like that. So I was keeping
Right.
them paid. They were getting $1,800 a month from me, so they had no reason to give it to me. So
So
it
wait a
was
minute. You were living with your baby mom, your
no,
children's
no.
mother.
This is in the
Your-
motel.
Oh, the
This
motel.
hotel. She was
Okay.
staying with me because she left her father's house and could have nowhere to go, so I took her with me.
Oh, okay. Right.
And
Okay.
it was weird because that was also when she got pregnant, and so that was like a more motivation for me to get us out of there and get an actual
Right.
place. And
Right.
that's another kick in my side because I wasn't gonna let my son be born in a motel.
Right. Right. And then okay. Yeah. Yeah, man. So, wow. So, what are you? So, are you planning on getting back into the music business, or where is that at? Where is that at?
I'm
Where you
always
at on
in.
that?
This is the thing though. I'm
Mm-hmm.
always in the music business.
Mm-hmm.
For lack of a better word, I am the music business. And if
Okay.
anything there is to be done music, I do it. I still
Mm-hmm.
write, I still produce, I still make beats.
Mm-hmm.
I'm managing people from behind the scennes. I'm at the
Mm-hmm.
point where I'm passing on my knowledge of the music business, trying to help others prosper. Because I tell everybody, I'm not here to get famous. I'm making
Yeah.
music because it's what I love to do. I never had a
There
plan to
you
get famous.
go.
If I wanted to get famous, I would have been there. It would
Yeah.
have been that simple. It would have been that easy. I had the connections to do it. I didn't
Right.
want that. I wanted to make music because it was what I loved to do. I wanted
Right.
to make music because it was what I did best. I
Right.
wanted to make music because I loved the excitement of recording a song, getting it back a
Mm.
week later, and knowing that was me on the song sounding like $1,000,000. That's why
There
I
you
make
go.
music.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't make music for
Yeah.
anybody's opinion. I didn't make music for anybody to like me. I made music because it's what I love to do.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking for attention. I was just looking for expression.
There you go. Love it, man. I love it, man. Yeah. So what for the rapper? What you say for a positive aspect? What do you say to wrap this up? Something you want to say? Something to the children? Or okay, no. First of all, where you at now? You work for a shelter, right? You are you doing shelter
I
work or
work.
let's
I'm
talk
working
about that
to
for me.
end world hunger right now. I'm working for.
Okay.
It's called the Food Depository. What we do is
Mm-hmm.
we pack thousands of orders every day to send
Mm-hmm.
off to churches and our agents and our partner agencies so that they can
Yeah.
feed the communities of Chicago and feed the kids and feed anybody
Mm-hmm.
who's is food insecure. That's
Wow.
what I'm doing now. We're trying to end world hunger. We're starting with Chicago. It's a lot easier
Wow.
to end hunger in Chicago than it is to end the world. But we'll have jobs until world hunger is solved, which
Mm-hmm.
probably not be in this lifetime. One thing about it towards that, that's what we're
Mm-hmm.
doing. That's the mission right now.
And what's the name of the organization one more time for me, please?
Greater Chicago Food Depository.
Greatest Project. Okay. And y'all talking about expanding all over United States and then the
We
world,
want
or
we want to expand everywhere, but we're starting in Chicago. This has been an operation going on for 45 years, and so and still counting. You know,
okay,
I,
yeah.
I, I'm still brand new to the operation, but I'm in there like I've always been there.
Right.
That's just my work ethic.
Right. Okay, yeah, man. Yeah,
I'm
that's
here. My job is to
mm-hmm.
lead the team and
Mm-hmm.
shipping process of getting these orders
Are
out.
you
That's my
you
job.
had it? Oh, you had the shipping process with the trucks
Yeah,
and all that.
that's me. I'm a leader. I've always been a natural
Yeah,
leader. Like I've been
absolutely.
in the warehouse business for 10 years. So
Mhm.
like there's nobody more qualified than I am. I've been doing it all for six
Right.
years. So
Hey,
they
6 years
said
you've been at this company.
I
Okay.
told him when I got the job, I said, look, I'm not gonna settle for anything less than what I'm worth. I was out here making $22 an hour at my last job. You ain't willing to
Right.
pay me equal or more.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't gonna work.
Right.
He was
Yeah.
24.
Hey.
So
Yeah,
I said,
man.
let's do it.
I'm with it. Yeah.
I told him exactly what I want, that top spot. I'm not here for the Trump change.
Yeah, man. That's the motivation. So anything you want to say to wrap this up about the something positive or any kind of last words you want to say, and also give out your
I
Instagram.
say this, and
Mm,
it's gonna sound cliche, but
okay.
because I've lived through that struggle of having somebody tell you couldn't do something,
Mm,
or someone breaking me down, always telling me you can't do that, you're not good at that, you're never gonna be good at
right.
that,
Right.
you're never gonna do any of that. I've lived, but I've also overcome it and proved them wrong
Mm,
because even that person saw what I was worth eventually,
mm,
and so my my advice to people is this:
mm,
regardless of what anybody else has to say negative to you about what you want, your expectations are, whatever your dreams or your hopes or your ambitions, you go for it. Even if it don't
mm.
seem like it's going anywhere right now, give it
Hmm.
time. Nothing. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Right. I
It
always say
might
that.
not
Yeah.
happen now, but
Right.
tomorrow's a new day. Then the next day's a new day. Eventually, you will get there. Some dreams happen in a week. Some dreams happen in 10 years. But at the end of the day, if you got the work ethic and you got the drive and you got the passion to do what it takes to make it happen, you're gonna get there one way or another.
Absolutely, man. Man. All right. You have any plug your world. You have a world and your
Oh yeah, I got a couple
Instagram.
worlds. I got
Yeah,
a
let's
couple
plug it.
worlds
Yeah,
now,
let's
and I got a
plug it.
couple words in progress.
Yeah.
Um, I don't really usually plug my social media because I'm like
Okay.
I'm old school with social media. Like I'm
Hmm.
on there just to keep in contact people who need to DM me or message me. When it comes to
Hmm.
posting, I'm too old school. Like you ask me to post, but I'll tell you how. Like I don't know how to do that. I don't post. I just
Okay.
go into the message.
Right.
But
You have
as far as worlds,
your
I
worlds.
have two out right now.
Hmm.
I know you got one has a door
Yeah, I
over
got a
there.
door up for you with
And
the
I have two in
children.
progress. And I
Oh
actually
wow.
finally found my not my spirit animal because that sounds horrible, but my kindred spirit co-creator for my escape room. So the world I have right now out, there's one for kids called Crop Champions, and then there's one called, it's brand new. I dropped
Hmm.
it literally 2 weeks ago. It's called City Escape. The final hour. It's an escape room that has about 8 different stages in it.
Hmm.
You have 60 minutes to escape the city before a meteor hits. If the meteor hits, you die.
Hmm.
If you escape
Yeah.
within 60 minutes, the meteor will probably still hit, but you won't die. But
Wow.
it's intense. It has a
Yeah.
lot of interesting puzzles. It's a lot of fun. It has about 30 likes right now, so it must be doing some kind of good.
Yeah.
Um,
We gotta come on. We
and
gotta
then I have a
go over
couple of
there.
escape rooms that are on the way that are actually gonna be bigger than that one because that one was just for me to get my feet wet. The next one's gonna be even
Hmm.
bigger than that one.
Hmm.
I'm also working on escape rooms for kids because the thing I'm noticed about kids
Wow.
is that everybody wants to complain. Why are there
Hmm.
kids in this world? Why are there kids in that world? You gotta
Right.
understand. Kids are going to these worlds because there's not replicas of these worlds for themselves. And so
Right.
what I
Mm.
wanted to do was make some easy escape rooms for kids. is with like 2 or 3 puzzles in them. So what I'm working on right now, which I'm going to be releasing this weekend, is called Escape First Grade. It's going to be for kids mainly, for them to get their feet wet in escape rooms to
Well, they
understand
gonna be
how they
skipping
work.
school?
They got to escape
No,
first grade, man. They gonna
kids gonna be skipping school. Like I want to skip out of school. Like I ain't gonna. That's gonna be easy. Yeah, skip out of. No,
ain't no
I'm just.
keypads in school, man.
Ain't no kid. Right the front door.
But
Man, hooky, yeah.
the next one I'm working on is gonna be with my co-creator Jackie Amanda. I don't know if you know, you've heard of her, but she has Escape the Island Escape pirate ship. I highly recommend any of those worlds if you like escape rooms. If you want to get your feet wet, they're very much fun. But we're working on one that's called Escape Back in Time.
Okay.
So the premise of Escape Back in Time is gonna. It's the year 20. I think it's gonna be 2200. It's the year 2200. And there's an evil villain who is about to blow the world up.
Oh, wow.
And the only way to stop them is to go back in time and find 6 different artifacts that he's requesting. So you might have to go back to 2007 and get a original iPod. You might have to go back to 1970s and get 1980s and get a Walkman. You don't know.
Yeah.
But we're still figuring out the kinks.
Sounds like my kind of game. That's old school.
You're trying to stop the end of the world. That's the main focus of the story of the escape room. And that one's going to be coming out hopefully by October.
Okay, me and T we're gonna go over there. We're gonna go over there and play that. T, I'd rather just die. I'd rather die with you in the escape room. I want to die with you. T. We're gonna be in an escape room together, and if we die, we're gonna die together.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, that's romantic. And we're gonna sing tonight that song too. So while we dying, I'm gonna be singing that song to you. What's that tonight? The tonight song.
Tonight, and, yeah.
And what's up?
Amazing song.
Yeah. Well, I definitely will.
Your little Super. I love supporting your freaking creations.
You been to the escape room? Have you been to the escape room?
I have.
Really?
Been to the escape room. He actually taught me. He opened my brain. He taught me how to figure these things out and solve them out.
Right.
It was a wonderful experience. I'm really happy.
He's a smart dude.
He helped me unlock the brain that I
didn't know you had.
Yeah, man. Hey, man.
Have you been to City Escape yet?
Is that a creation of yours?
Yeah.
No, but I'll check it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was dropped 2 weeks ago. I thought I mentioned it, but I guess I didn't.
You did actually mention it. I probably just forgot because I'm always getting invited to so many different events.
Yeah.
Me, I'm not to be honest. I'm not I don't like to think hard. Them escape room. No, I'll give you a light, but I'm like, I gotta be here an hour.
It's a little hard.
It's a little hard too. You gotta find out and figure and add things up.
Escape rooms, man, and find out just how regular you are, man.
Yeah, well, there you go. See that? See, super duper. You super duper regular. But yo, we have to end the show, and I'm gonna definitely plug your at you on this video. But we're gonna go ahead and end it, man. Let's give it up for Chi-Con.Koo, man. Woo! Wow! Yeah,
Thank you
man.
so much for sharing your
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
A lot of stories I wish I could have shared, but it's keep it clean time.
I brought someone here for you to meet, Super. I'm
sorry?
I brought someone here for you to meet.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and end this. Daybreak, can you get behind us, please? And Rex, if you want to get behind. Yo, this is the super hot one. We just ended a fantastic interview with Chi-Con.Koo. Talk about his upbringing, his struggles in life, and how he made it and persevered through it and became a successful young man that he is. Man, this is the Blazin Hott Fire Podcast. Remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel at Super Hot One. Just like my name, but just put a 1 at the end. Take off the 2 zeros, okay? Super Hot One on YouTube. It's also in the link, in the bio link. Just link it and get some of this hot blazing fire. Yeah, man. That's it, y'all. So we're going to end this
Coming
one.
tomorrow.
August 9th, 2023. We're going to leave y'all with love, respect, and always, y'all. We're going to keep it hot till next time. Yeah.
Keep it high.
Yeah. All right. Me go ahead and hold on 1 second.